In trading, it's often the most chaotic, heart pounding moments that end up being our greatest teachers. Today, I want to share a little story about one of those moments. I call it the tale of the treacherous gap. And it's all about finding that calm and opportunity right when the market seems to be panicking the most. So picture this. Some days in the market are just quiet. The chart just drifts sideways, kind of like a calm, sleepy river at dusk. There are no big waves, no sudden currents. These quiet times, these periods of consolidation, they're beautiful in their own way. And they teach us something absolutely crucial: patience. And in this quiet, we meet our trader. Now, they could be any of us when we first started, full of hope, just watching the screen, waiting for that perfect opportunity. But here's the thing. The quietest moments are so often the ones right before the storm. And that's exactly when we need to be the most prepared. And then it happens. Just like that, the calm is shattered. The stock doesn't just open a little bit higher, it gaps up, creating this sudden, shocking chasm on the chart. Your heart starts pounding, right? That quiet river has just turned into a roaring waterfall. Okay, let's really look at this. This isn't just a small jump. We're talking about a massive 25% leap overnight. That's like a whole month's worth of gains appearing in a single instant. Can you feel that pull? That almost magnetic urge to just do something, anything, right this second? And this is the voice that just starts screaming inside our trader's mind. And let's be honest, probably inside ours too sometimes. It's that intense fear of missing out, FOMO. It's such a primal feeling, that belief that the train is leaving the station, and if we don't jump on this very second, we're going to be left behind forever. And this right here, this is the moment that makes all the difference. On the left, you see the novice acting on pure frantic emotion, a desperate click. But look at the right. What's the professional's first reaction? It's to do nothing, just calm, patient observation. The big question is, why? This is where a little bit of wisdom steps in, because a professional knows that the very first and most important move you can make is to simply pause, to just take a breath, to resist that powerful emotional impulse, and instead just watch and analyze what's really happening. So it's so important to understand what we're actually looking at. That empty space on the chart, well, that's the gap. And here's the secret that seasoned traders know. Gaps like this have a funny little tendency to get filled. That means the price often comes back down to close that empty space. And this leads us to the one simple question that can totally shift your mindset from one of panic to one of power. Why on earth would you chase the price when you can have a strategy that lets the price come to you? So how do we turn this idea into a real strategy? Well, it all starts with what is probably the most difficult step. You have to master your own emotions. You pause, you observe, you fight back that urge to chase, and you simply let the market show you what it's going to do next. Okay, step 2 is all about watching for the fill. Just notice how the price, after that huge initial surge, starts to kind of drift back down. It's heading back towards where it closed the day before, almost like it's trying to close that gap. Now, this isn't a sign of weakness. It's a very common market behavior, and for us, it's a huge opportunity. And finally, we get to step 3, execution. Instead of that panicked, frantic buy way up at the top, you place a calm, confident order right where you expect the gap to fill. See the difference? You're not chasing anymore. You're executing a plan at a strategic and much, much better price. And the difference is just staggering. This chart really says it all, doesn't it? The novice, completely driven by FOMO, paid a huge premium. The professional, who was armed with a little patience and knowledge, got in at a major discount. This right here is the true power of patience. And just like that, our novice's journey comes full circle. They've managed to transform a moment of complete panic into an empowered strategic trade. They've learned a lesson that will serve them for a lifetime. Patience doesn't just feel better, it really does pay. So now I'm going to turn the question to you. The next time the market throws one of these sudden heart-pounding gaps at you, what's your first move going to be? Is it going to be the frantic chase, or will it be the patient pause? I'd love to leave you with this one thought. Patience is the calm acceptance that things can happen in a different order than the one you have in your mind. Trading, and really life, isn't about forcing things to happen our way. It's about understanding the natural flow and finding the wisdom to act at just the right moment. Thank you so much for sharing this story with me.